Hey, good morning. Let's go over today's trade plan. So in the overnight session, for the most part, ES balanced between 36 and 44, and then we had resistance above, and this overnight breakout attempt ended up failing at that resistance. So we have pre-market resistance at 44.75 to 46.75, and beyond that, in the event of a rotation back up and a break higher, we have resistance at 49.5 to 51.5, and we're using 1953 as the micro bull bear line in sand. So as long as the market holds below 53, the sell side can remain in control. On the downside, pre-market support 34.36 has already been tested. So the idea is that it's not going to provide much support on yet another test. And the main scenario on the day, which we discussed in yesterday's recap video, is to look for a move below the previous day's low into 28 to 30 half. So right now the primary downside objective is the initial support zone 28 to 30 half. This is a spot where buyers could be active on first test, and then the market can start balancing. But in the event of some stronger selling, the market does not have to stop at 28 to 30 half. So if you are going to look for a long setup today, with the sell side clearly in control, it's best to do it on first test and at a good support zone where the market is short-term exhausted. So if we make a 8 or 10 point swing into initial support, at that point ES could be exhausted and we could get a bounce, and it would just be a tradable reaction, and then we'll have to gauge whether it's a spot where the selling has been kind of just drying up and shutting off, or can we head lower, because the market certainly does not have to stop at 28. We could go down to 26 or 22 to 24. Now 22 to 24 would be a bit of a range extreme on the downside, and it does have potential to shut off the selling, and then the market can simply start balancing in a range ahead of tomorrow's employment report. So on the upside, pre-market resistance 44.75 to 46.75. I'm expecting ES to hold below that, but in the event of a breakout, I still think 49.5 to 51.5 can attract sellers. 53 line in sand, and ideally for sellers to remain in firm control, the market holds below 40.75 and then attempts to make a push lower into 28 to 30 half. That is the main scenario that we're going to focus on. After yesterday's balanced breakdown on high volume, sellers are clearly in control. So unless we start seeing some major upside momentum, which is not expected, the focus is going to remain on the short side, especially below 49.5 to 51.5. So those are the main ideas heading into the open. Let's see how well sellers can maintain control, and we'll take it from there.